Hey, it's been a long time. It's mostly because I haven't had that much going on. We are waiting for our appointment with the RE, and we're looking at our options, and we're trying to figure out what they are really. Um, the more the more that I look into all of our options, the more confusing it is. I can't actually tell which ones will happen. I can't actually tell which ones are more likely. They all have such different pros and cons, and they're all such different processes. So we've sort of decided that for now, in the meantime, we're going to really focus on our last embryo and trying to make that the most successful possible transfer, at least until we get some information from the RE on the 13th. So here's where we're at. We need to find a way to make my ute a happier home. Right now, it's like somebody's auntie's dusty attic that you don't want to go into because you think it's haunted and it makes weird noises when you step on the floorboards, and there's lots of spiders and dust, and it's generally not that nice of a place to be. Or at least this is what I imagine. So I need to turn it into like some sort of Pinterest worthy, lots of throw blankets, candles, things smelling like pumpkin spice, and generally feeling inviting. And as I dig into how to do that, it seems to be reasonably consistent. So here's the plan. I'm gonna ask my doctor if she thinks I should do another lap, which kills me because I'm not really that stoked to have another surgery. They're not that much fun. It's time off work. Every time we do it, we damage my ovaries and I have less and less eggs. But is there any value in some excision surgery? I know some of you guys do it. I know a lot of you have had another lap, another excision right before trying a frozen transfer. So it'll probably push us back another 8 months, maybe a year, but let's see. Let's ask the question. So that's number one. Number two is Humira. Humira. It's a drug that's originally intended for patients with rheumatoid arthritis, but it helps with inflammatory processes. And apparently, with those of us with endo and adenomyosis, have all kinds of inflammation. So there are some people that have used it. I know that unlike the other like natural killer cells and IVIG infusions, this piece is one that my clinic actually does. So I'm going to ask about that. I know I need to have some allergy testing beforehand. I happen to have an appointment with an allergist in November, so who knows. Apparently I need to go gluten-free. For how long, I don't know. I realize that is like the biggest first world problem, and at this point, really, who complains about not being able to eat gluten? But I just love gluten so much. So we're back on the smoothies, morning and night, and lunches will be lots of like rice and potatoes if we need starches. Otherwise, that's it. And we're trying to go low carb, so really, there's probably just going to be lots of vegetables and chicken again. But that's okay. So gluten-free, back on the same vitamins that I was on before, except for I'm adding in lots and lots of inflammation-reducing foods and vitamins, and adding back in the Brazil nut in my diet. After that, it's just a matter of like staying healthy and making sure that I'm taking really good care of myself and getting lots of sleep and not stressing out. Things at work are like, I don't know what that was. There was like a bug that just landed on me. Things at work are freaking crazy. There's like a huge reorg coming that could be announced any minute, and everybody's losing their minds. People are going to lose their jobs. Like, it's going to be bad. So things are a little in hand. Like, my husband, Ian, and I both work for the same company, so that's alarming. Other than that, that's it. Like, there's not a ton going on other than my lack of gluten, my smoothies, and my sad, dusty attic. But I will keep you guys posted as we move forward towards the appointment. And if you know anything else that I should be doing, keep letting me know. This is like the world's fastest update, but that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, this is a little bit about what's been going on lately. And I hope you guys are all doing really, really well and that everybody's cycles are doing okay. It seems like we all go in waves. Like, we get good news for a while and then bad news for a while, sort of collectively as a community. And somebody that could probably use a little bit of your love are Tim and Celeste. Celeste seems like, I mean, she's the most lovely human being. She's so sweet and so nice, and they've had such a hard time. So if you've got a minute and you've got some love to give, I will link them down below. But she's so lovely. They're so lovely, and they're having a rough go. So that's the scoop. That is what is happening. I will keep you up to date, and hopefully the next week and a half or 2 weeks between now and the 13th just flies by, and the next thing you know, I'm starting my 2 months of Lupron. Maybe. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. So there's a tiny spider that lives in my car, and we started getting along. He's cute. He's little. He's not very big. He's actually so small that I tried to face the camera the other way so you could see him, and it didn't work. He's too little. But I have this problem where I take pity on bugs. And I think to myself, if I put him outside, he's going to die. And I don't want to be responsible for that. The poor, it's going to be cold, the poor little guy. Except for every time I take pity on insects and let them live in my house, they end up having 1,000 babies. And it's no. I invited one little million-legged house guest, not you and all of your disgusting children. But there's a moment I wonder to myself, is the universe laughing at me? How are all of these bugs just so fertile and pregnant at all times? It's just kind of mean. Anyway, I don't want to throw him out of my car. I decided it's a boy, obviously. And I don't want to throw him out of my car, but I'm also a little bit afraid to leave him in my car in case he's not a boy, and then I have 1,000 spider babies in my car, because that's gross. This is the dilemma of the day, people. It's been a big one.